Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Yesterday, we talked about setting a big goal, a destination, because your cybernetic mechanism, your psycho-cybernetic mechanism, your subconscious mind is looking for a target, a destination, something that you want more than anything. And if you don't have a target, if you're not set on where you're going, you end up bouncing from port to port, from circumstance to circumstance, and feeling out of control. You can decide that you want to go after something and not know how to do it, and everything shows up for you in the right time as you're ready for it. All the greatest teachers who have ever lived have talked about setting a big goal, going after it, and achieving it beyond your own human awareness, your own human hands. Because when you decide where you're going, when you decide that you want something more, something bigger, and you maybe look at it as a bravery goal, something that you always wanted but maybe didn't feel worthy about in the past, and you've just decided, that's it, I'm going for it. You tap into the energy that creates worlds. You connect to your higher power. You connect to God, the Creator, infinite intelligence, and you use your imagination and your intuition. You will be guided from inside. You don't have to worry about what other people say. You don't have to worry about doing everything right. You just set a goal and feel in your imagination, in your heart, in your mind, in every cell of your being, what it would be like to be there. Because knowing that what you want, believing that you'll be happier when you attain that goal, when you're in that place, getting into the feeling as if you're already there, will create the opportunity for it to show up in your reality. Because reality is the last stage. Everything starts in your mind. Imagination plays a far more important role in our lives than most of us realize. You can see it all the time when people use their imagination to worry about things that might happen, and then ultimately they end up happening. It's not because that's what they wished for, they hoped for, they wanted to happen, but it's because you are in alignment. Your subconscious mind will show you what you've been thinking, what you've been feeling. And if you practice focusing on what you don't want, if you focus on worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, depression, poverty, and you get into alignment with that feeling, your subconscious mind will show you more of that, just so you know you're not crazy. Your subconscious mind shows you how you're feeling. It shows you what you've been thinking about. So why not use your imagination constructively instead of destructively? The key is to become aware of which way you've been using your imagination and improving on it every day. Your imagination can take you to beautiful places, or it can take you the opposite direction. As a human being, we act and feel and perform in accordance to what we imagine to be true about ourselves and our environment. This is a basic and fundamental law of mind. It is the way we are built. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between an imagined experience and a real experience. It reacts automatically to information, and your nervous system reacts appropriately to what you think or imagine is true. Why not imagine yourself successful? When you realize that your thoughts, your actions, your feelings, your behavior are the result of your own images and beliefs, that can give you the lever that psychology has always needed for changing personalities. It opens a new psychological door to gaining skill, success, and happiness. Mental pictures offer us an opportunity to practice new traits, new attitudes, which we otherwise wouldn't be courageous enough to do. This is possible because your nervous system cannot tell the difference between an actual experience and one that is vividly imagined. If we picture ourselves performing in a certain manner, it is nearly the same as an actual performance. What would you bring into your reality if you could? If you knew that if you imagined it, if you practiced it in your mind, that it would show up, you would get ideas, you would start doing things differently, and ultimately you would have what you really imagined, what you really wanted. In Dr. Maxwell Maltz's book, Psycho-Cybernetics, he says, successful men and women have, since the beginning of time, used mental pictures and rehearsal practice to achieve success. Conrad Hilton imagined himself operating a hotel long before he ever bought one. When he was a boy, he used to play that he was a hotel operator. Time magazine reported that when golf champion Ben Hogan played in a tournament, he mentally rehearsed each shot just before making it. He made the shot perfectly in his imagination. He felt the golf club head strike the ball just as it should. He felt himself performing the perfect follow-through, and then he stepped up to the ball and depended on what he called muscle memory to carry out the shot just as he imagined it. Henry Kaiser said that each of his business accomplishments was realized in his imagination before it appeared in actuality. It's no wonder that the art of mental picturing has, in the past, sometimes been associated with magic. But if you study the new science of cybernetics, It gives us insight into why mental picturing produces such amazing results. And it shows that these results are not due to magic, but to the natural, normal functioning of our minds and our brains. Cybernetics regards the human brain, nervous system, and muscular system as a highly complex servo mechanism, an automatic goal-seeking machine that steers its way to a target or a goal by use of feedback data and stored information, automatically correcting course when necessary. That doesn't mean you are a machine, but your physical brain and body function as a machine that you operate. This automatic creative mechanism within you can operate in only one way. It must have a target to shoot at. We must first clearly see the thing in our mind before we can do it. And when you see a thing clearly in your mind, the creative success mechanism within you takes over, and it does the job much better than you could do through conscious effort or willpower. Instead of trying hard by conscious effort to do the thing with iron-jawed willpower and worrying and picturing yourself worrying about all the things that are likely to go wrong, you simply relax the strain. You stop trying to do it by strain and effort. Picture in your imagination the target that you really want to hit and let your success mechanism take over. Mentally picturing the desired end result literally forces you to use positive thinking. You're not relieved from effort and work, but your efforts are used to carry you forward toward your goal rather than in the futile mental conflict that results when you want and try to do one thing but picture yourself doing something else. The creative mechanism within you can help you achieve your best possible self if you will form a picture in your imagination of the self that you want to be and see yourself in the new role. Dr. Maltz says this is a necessary condition to personality transformation. It doesn't matter the method of therapy that's used. Before a person can change, they must see themselves in a new role. We must recognize the possibility of change and believe in the self that we are now in the process of becoming. Any old sense of unworthiness and failure, you must let go of it if we're now to believe in possibilities, probabilities, infinite intelligence, infinite possibilities that are available for you. When you hold a picture of yourself long and steadily enough in your mind's eye, you will be drawn towards it. Picture yourself. If you imagine yourself defeated, that picture alone will make victory impossible. When you picture yourself vividly as winning, That alone will contribute immeasurably to your success. Great living starts with a picture held in your imagination, or what you would like to do or to be. Dr. Maltz suggests that your present self-image was built on your own imagination, pictures of yourself in the past, which grew out of interpretations and evaluations that you placed on experience. And now you are to use the same method to build an adequate self-image, especially if you previously used your imagination to build an inadequate self-image. He suggests we set aside 30 minutes a day where you can be alone and undisturbed. Relax and make yourself as comfortable as possible. Now close your eyes and exercise your imagination. Many people find they get better results if they imagine themselves sitting in front of a large motion picture screen. You can pretend you're in a movie theater and imagine that you're seeing a moving picture of yourself. You can be comfortably sitting in your living room watching your TV with the TV off, or just closing your eyes and seeing it on the screen of your imagination. The important thing is to make these pictures as vivid and detailed as possible. You want your mental pictures to approximate actual experience as much as possible. The way to do this is to pay attention to small details, sights, sounds, objects in your imagined environment. Now, here's an example that Dr. Maltz gives. One of his patients was using this exercise to overcome her fear of going to the dentist. She was not successful until she began to notice small details in her imagined picture. The smell of the antiseptic in the office, the feel of the leather on the chair arms, the sight of the dentist's well-manicured nails as his hands approached her mouth. Details of the imagined environment are all important in this exercise because, for all practical purposes, you are creating a practice experience. And if the imagination is vivid enough and detailed enough, your imagination practice is equivalent to an actual experience insofar as your nervous system is concerned. The next important thing to remember, if you're doing this for 30 minutes, you see yourself acting and reacting appropriately, successfully, ideally. It doesn't matter how you acted yesterday. You do not need to try to have the faith you will act in the ideal way tomorrow. Your nervous system is going to take care of that in time if you continue to practice. See yourself feeling, acting, being as you want to be. Don't say to yourself, I'm going to act this way tomorrow. Just say to yourself, I'm going to imagine myself acting this way now. Maxwell Maltz says for 30 minutes. Well, we're going to do this for another 5 minutes or so. Imagine how you would feel if you were already the sort of personality you want to be. If you've been shy and timid, see yourself moving among people with ease and poise, feeling good because of it. If you've been fearful and anxious in certain situations, See yourself acting calmly and deliberately, acting with courage and confidence, and feeling expansive and confident because you are. Imagine yourself calmly going through your workday. No stress, no struggle, no fight with coworkers. Confident, courageous, deliberate. You can imagine yourself in a new role. If you've been looking for a promotion or starting your own business, see yourself successful. See yourself already in that beautiful office. See yourself already in charge, whatever it is that you desire. This exercise builds new memories or stored data into your midbrain and your central nervous system. It builds a new image of yourself. You're calm, you're confident, you're courageous. This exercise builds new memories. It stores data into your midbrain and your central nervous system. It builds a new image of self. After practicing it for a time, you'll be surprised to find yourself acting differently, more or less automatically and spontaneously without trying. This is as it should be. You don't need to try and make an effort now to feel inadequate or ineffective. Your present inadequate feeling and doing is automatic and spontaneous because of the memories, real and imagined, that you've built into your automatic mechanism. You're going to find that this works just as automatically on positive thoughts and experiences as it does on negative ones or the ones that you think are normal because they're familiar. Dr. Maltz says some people who follow the psychocybernetics principles began with doubts that they could spend 30 minutes a day picturing who they want to be. They also had difficulty visualizing a goal daily. Finally, when they did form mental pictures, they found that their minds would wander and they judged themselves harshly for this. Essentially, like anything else, getting good at picturing who you want to be requires practice. As Olympic champion and coach Dan Gable said, the only place you start at the top is digging a hole. Just because the mental imagery isn't clear when you begin doesn't mean that it won't get clearer, more vivid, more detailed, and more powerful each time you practice. When you begin, it's good to scan your body for tension. Begin to consciously relax your head, your torso, your waist, your legs. Allow yourself to smile. When you smile, into your brain and body that helps you relax. As you begin to relax, concentrate on breathing deeply. Follow your breath. Follow your inhale and your exhale, allowing positive energy to enter. You might see positive energy flowing in and allowing negative energy as you exhale to leave your body. And after you've done this, you can go back into your past and find a memory of where you were successful, an occasion where you did something well, a victory. It could be as simple as tying your shoes for the first time or learning how to write your name in cursive. A simple victory. When it happened is irrelevant. How big it was, how big the success was, doesn't matter either, because all that matters is that the memory triggers a positive, happy, feel-good experience in you right now. Replay and relive the positive memory, and then go into the future and picture how you want to be with that same feeling that you felt in the past. Add emotion to what you're seeing in your mind's eye. Feel successful, feel happy. The picture that you want to see in your reality, when you get clear in your mind and add feeling, your subconscious mind is being programmed to allow this to happen naturally. You just become that person with the goal. If you find your mind wandering, don't get upset. Don't be hard on yourself. Just relax and picture again. Each time your mind wanders, bring yourself back. No worries. You can begin experiencing positive results in 5 or 10 minutes a day. And visualizations that last no more than 10 to 15 minutes can result in extraordinary changes. You don't have to do this for 30 minutes, but try it for 5 or 10 or 15. The biggest key is to practice every day. Once you've established this habit and you're seeing and feeling the results, it's easy to find more time. Take a deep breath in and let that go. Imagine today is intentional, effortless, easy flowing. You'll get more done in today in the time allotted than you did all last week. Just allow yourself, give yourself permission to allow it to be easy. Take a deep breath in, let that go. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.